Hi everybody, how you doing? This is Rob5493, and this is video number 2, and we're going to talk a little bit about Shin Godzilla, and we're going to talk about the upcoming Godzilla anime. First, we're going to talk about Shin Godzilla. Most of you know, on Tuesday the 22nd, the DVD of Shin Godzilla was released along with the metal box set. Comes with all little collectors, little things, some tickets, little mini posters. So that's been released. So for all you fans who want to get it, I've seen the price from $64 for the single Blu-ray DVD to $140 for the, I think it's a 3 disc set. But anyway, what I want to talk about is this rumor of Shin Godzilla 2. A lot of times some information in the kaiju world comes up and people quickly get on Facebook and they rattle it all off and everybody gets all excited and to find out that it's a big poof balloon that pops. And that's what happened pretty much this week. Here's what happened. There was a concert in the Orchard Hall in Shibuya, and it was a concert uh, for Evangelion and Shin Godzilla. And one of the main actors from Godzilla was there, along with somebody else, Megumi something. Her last name starts with an H. She does voice work. And towards the end of it, Hideki Anano, the director, I might be saying his name wrong, he came out and he talked to the crowd, and he had said that he's looking forward to his Evangelion movie he's working on and the future Godzilla in the works. And the fans in the kaiju world were like, okay, Shin Godzilla 2, here we go. We got Shin Godzilla 2 coming out. And the next day, after everybody started posting everything, it turns out that's not what he was talking about. Yes, there is an Evangelion movie he's doing, but what's going on is he was talking about the future of the anime Godzilla, which we'll be talking about shortly, and about Godzilla King of the Monsters, the American version in 2019. There is no Shin Godzilla coming, Shin Godzilla 2 coming, at least not yet. There is no announcement for a movie yet. Will we get one? Looking at the figures that came out of Toho, you have to say that Toho will probably say yes. Will Hideki do the directing? We don't know. He did say that he really didn't want to do another Godzilla movie, but like everything, if the money's there, then he'll do it. Because in America, from January to December, that full year is where we say, this is how much the movies made through the whole year are tally. In Japan, it goes from February to February, and Toho, back in 2000, I guess through mid 2016, for the first 6 months, they were expecting probably a 14% drop. And at the end of February, they had a 20% profit increase because of 2 movies. One movie was called Your Man. Don't know much about the movie, but it did make, which is equivalent to $214 million. And Godzilla, Shin Godzilla, which made $75 million. Now let's look at Shin Godzilla. Shin Godzilla makes $75 million in Japan, and it makes another $4 million overseas. So it makes, close to $80 million. When Shin Godzilla first came out, Toho was nervous. They were nervous. They weren't sure what they were getting. A lot of retakes were being done. There was, if us fans think back, it was expected that movie might make $38 million, if that. And look what they got. They got an $80 million Godzilla movie. It won 7 awards in Japan, which is like our Oscars for best movie, best director, and 5 other awards. That's 7 awards. So I can see another, whether it be a Shin Godzilla continuation, will it be a different Godzilla with fighting another monster? We don't know, but that's in the future, and we'll find out from there. But let's talk about the anime Godzilla movie and what we know so far. What we know that the working title of the movie is called Godzilla Monster Planet. We also know that this is a talk of a trilogy. So trilogy means three. So I guess it's good to presume that we're going to get three animated Godzilla movies in the future, if this is the first one. And they're saying that it's a trilogy. Um, we know that there are six characters that this anime movie revolves around. I'm going to talk a little bit about what the synopsis of the movie is and talk a little bit about what the characters' names are. So I will ask you to bear with me because some of the names are going to be off a little bit. I've been to Japan a few times, but when it comes to pronouncing some of these names, probably off a little bit. So I'm going to read you what the story is about. It's the last summer of the 20th century. That day, human beings learned that they are not the only ruler of planet Earth. The appearance of giant living creatures, kaijus, and the ultimate existence that destroys all monsters, Godzilla. Through the battle against kaiju that lasts for half a century, human beings have experienced continuous loss and continuous defeat. And finally, the plans to escape Earth are in order. 2048, those who were selected by the AI managed under the central government boarded by an interstellar immigrant ship known the Art. I thought it was the Art. I think it's the Artrium. Head for a new world. It's, if I'm saying it right, which I'm probably not, it's Tuatau Cetus, Cetuse. So we'll call it Planet E. A planet beyond the distance of 11.9 light years. However, the environmental conditions are different between Earth and planet called Planet E. When they finally arrive 20 years later, their predictions and their numbers are far beyond what they expected, and the environment is not suitable for human beings. Bummer. A young man on the immigrant ship, Hararu, who's seen his parents killed by Godzilla in front of his eyes when he was 4 years old, had one thing in mind for 20 years, and that was to return back to Earth to defeat Godzilla. The living arrangements on the ship start to deteriorate, and a group of Earth returnists led by Hararu become the majority and determined to head back to Earth through a dangerous long-distance hyperspace navigation. When they return to Earth, 20,000 years have passed, and the world to them is unknown. So something must really go wrong for them to arrive 20,000 years later. That's what we know of the synopsis of the movie. Also, I'm going to read you a little something that was released today or last night, and it has to do with some of the monsters in the movie. The file is called Monster Planet Top Secret File, and it's a promotion. And this is what we find out. That the first kaiju attacks happened in 2002. 1999. We find out that in 1999, Kamacuras attacked New York. The Gora appears in London in 2002. Rodin and Angus attacked Belgium in 2005. Daguerre attacked Sydney in 2017. Orga attacks Turkey in 2022. And here's the surprising one. Godzilla's first appearance is in 2030. So basically, for 20 some odd years, almost 30 years, these monsters have been rampaging to Earth and Godzilla doesn't appear till 2030. And when he does, he literally destroys all of LA, all of San Francisco, as well as 3 kaijus. So we know that a monstrous battle took place in 2030, which is only 18 years before this group of people leave for another planet to live on. We also find out that humans are fighting with an ally. The alien race teams up with the humans, and they both can't defeat Godzilla. So that's a little bit of what we know what's going on. There's been some pictures released. I would love to drop these pictures on for you. Right now, I'm still setting up and learning, kind of setting this up and doing this the correct way. So probably within the next week or so, I'll have some pictures up. I'm going to give you some of the characters that are going to be in the movie. I might be off with some of their names, but you guys will get the gist of it. We already know that we have Hiraru Sagaki. He will be the main character, the young man who lost his parents when he was 4. We also have another character played the name of Metaphys, an exif alien who understands Hiraru. We also have Adam Binderward, a young landing ship pilot who has a lot of respect for our main character, and they become quite good friends. We have Martin Lazary. He's an optimistic environmental biologist who works with the military. We have our heroine. We have Yuku Tani, who grew up with Hiraru after he was orphaned. And we have and this is a good one, an alien, which his name is Mulu Elu Gelu Gu, a Bilzard alien. That is the 6 main characters that are in this anime movie. There's been no release of any pictures of Godzilla, but last night a picture dropped out. And again, I wish I could put it up for you guys. If you go on Facebook, you could probably find it. If you go on Google, list up anime Godzilla pictures, and you'll probably see a few of these. It's a picture, and you're looking in the distance, and there's a shadow, and it looks like it's trees over a little bit of a landscape. And if you're a Godzilla fan, then you know that these are not trees or shrubs. These are outlined of dorsal fins. There's no question that they're dorsal fins. What we do know is that this Friday coming up, we will get our first pictures of what Godzilla looks like in the anime movie. They're going to be released online. I will post some of those pictures up and some others that get released. But we are starting to shape up and starting to see some pictures. I mean, realistically, what are we, 6 months away from the release of the anime Godzilla Monster Planet? And you know, when we get to this winter time, or say fall, it's nice to know that, hey, December we put on Netflix and we got a Godzilla film. And from there, it's really going to start rolling for information for us kaiju fans. I mean, you know that September they start filming Godzilla 2, King of the Monsters. We know that probably as you get in the winter, we're going to start getting some drips and drabs of what the story is. We might get some concept art. We know that without a question of a doubt, I don't believe Comic-Con this year in San Fran, will we get a teaser trailer? We might get a teaser trailer for Godzilla, King of the Monsters. We did get something a couple years ago when they threw up the pictures of Godzilla, Rodan, Mothra, and Ghidra. We might get something like that, but next summer it's really going to take off next summer. You're going to get a full-blown trailer out of them. We're going to get trailers probably for upcoming movies next year. Then you're talking about, 2019, Godzilla, King of Monsters, and then we'll start getting information on Godzilla versus King Kong. You got this probably, again, we're talking about a trilogy for this animation movie, so we might get something from there. We might get another Shin Godzilla, which would be strange to get a Shin Godzilla movie or another Godzilla movie along with an animation Godzilla movie, but hey, us fans might as well run with it while we can because, you know, we did have 10 years where it was completely dry. So until later in the week, I said once I get some more information, I like to wait a few days before I add up all my information and then make my own video. I don't want to throw out any false information. So if you guys like the video, appreciate a thumbs up. And, you know, that's it. You guys have a good week. Thank you very much and enjoy.